Hey everyone, today we'll take a look at Midjourney's new V7 Alpha model with my first impressions, and we have some interface changes and new additions like the draft mode to talk about. The V7 model was released as an alpha version, which means it's not in its final state and will continue to evolve in the coming weeks. I've been testing V7 extensively and have shared some of my initial impressions with my Patreon community, including a deeper look into how a few of my favorite V6 SREF codes look in V7. I'll share a link to that down below. Midjourney is planning new updates every 1 to 2 weeks for the next 2 months to refine V7 and add missing features such as SREF and the much anticipated Omni reference. Things will be changing quickly, so please check my channel for the latest. So let's just get right into my first impressions of V7 Alpha. Keep in mind, we're not talking about a finalized model, so my impressions are subject to change as I do more testing and as Midjourney releases more updates. But a big one that stands out to me is better image quality and detail on average compared to V6. I'm getting some really beautiful images with V7, especially with realism and photorealism, but I'm currently having a harder time getting the same level of quality consistently with illustration style images. I've also noticed that the default Midjourney style in V7 seems less grungy compared to version 6. This is just one example here, but you can see how in these 6 and 6.1 grids, some of the images just look a little grungier compared to the V7 results. V7 seems to lean more heavily into realism and photorealism when you don't specify a style or medium in your prompt. Let me know if you've noticed that too or have a different experience. Same goes for any of what I'm sharing here because there's only so many things that I've been able to test so far. I think body coherence is a little better, but not as big of a jump as I expected. You'll still get some messed up hands and distorted faces, but less often. Images with small faces are also a little better, but I'm really hoping body coherence improves a bit more with some of these updates. I am seeing less beauty bias compared to 6.1. There's more natural skin textures, it's not so smoothed over. V7 may require some adjustment to your prompting style. Occasionally, prompts that worked really well in V6 may need modified to work well with V7. This is normal for any new model release, but I know it can be frustrating. Versions 6, 6.1, and 7 respond well to clear, grammatically correct sentences, but you can use comma-separated phrases as well. If you need some prompting ideas, you can utilize the Describe tool, which converts images to text. I have a video I recently did on this that I'll link. Personally, I don't really feel like there is one right way to prompt. Some people are just exploring and want to be poetic or prompt a random list of words. But if you have a specific goal or vision in mind, you'll want to be as clear as possible. I feel like it's a bit like that exercise where you make instructions for how to put together a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Sounds simple, but it can go wrong quickly. Here's a simple prompt formula that can be a good place to start and build on. V7 also handles longer prompts better, so feel free to ask for several distinct things in your prompt and see how well Midjourney does. This leads me into prompt adherence. It's not always the case, but I am generally seeing better prompt understanding and adherence in V7 compared to 6.1. You're looking at a more complex example here where I've asked for a steampunk explorer with brass goggles on her forehead, a leather jacket, mechanical parrot on her shoulder, compass in one hand, map in the other, a backpack, and a zeppelin in the sky, and I think this turned out pretty good. If there's a detail that Midjourney is just not getting, try building redundancy into your prompt. I actually did that here to get the mechanical parrot. Describe the detail in multiple ways to try to get Midjourney to focus on it more. V7 also does a much better job handling multiple languages. It's also much better with the phrase full body, even at wide aspect ratios. V7 jobs run faster than V6 jobs, including in relax mode, and I'll explain some of the changes with relax mode later. I've been trying some of my V6 SREF codes and the mood board profiles in V7. This is an example that I shared in my last Patreon video. In some cases, using V6 SREF codes in V7 prompts works really well, and in others it just feels a bit off. Midjourney is actively working to improve this, and a fix should be a part of the updates that will be rolling out in the coming weeks. Increasing the stylized value and adding my personalization has helped for me, but there are trade-offs, and I'll go deeper into SREFs after some of those updates come out. Also, if you're wondering what this SV4 is that shows up when you run V7 prompts with SREFs, SV is the style version parameter. Midjourney has had 4 versions of style reference, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Currently, SV4 is the only one that's usable in V7. You can try the others in 6 or 6.1, but only when you use images as style references. I know one thing some are disappointed about is that there is not an improvement in text rendering. Improved text rendering was not a focus of this model, although it is on the list for the future. One of the reasons it was not a focus for V7 is because the community did not strongly vote for it. Midjourney takes in community feedback and looks for trends in what the community wants. They are an independent research lab and are completely community funded. If you want improved text rendering or any other feature, go to midjourney.com/ideas and add it, and then participate in ranking ideas that others have submitted. You can always see the most highly ranked ideas by viewing the leaderboard here. On Midjourney's Discord, you can also submit your ideas to the Ideas and Feedback channel. And the CEO holds weekly office hours where he shares updates and takes questions from the community. I'll share a link to Midjourney's event calendar down below. So those are just a few of my first impressions. I'm still testing and still learning things, so again, some of this is subject to change. Now let's get into some of the website interface changes, starting on the Create page. In the settings menu, you can now select V7 from the dropdown, or you can include --V7 in your prompt. V7 only runs in relax and turbo modes right now. If you select fast, it will run using turbo and chew through your fast GPU hours, so be aware of that. This speed mode limitation in V7 is temporary. Relax mode is faster in V7 than relax mode in V6, so I've mainly been using that so far. We'll skip this draft mode button for now and come back to that later. Personalization is now accessed by clicking this P. You can toggle personalization on or off and select which profiles you want to use when personalization is turned on. What shows up here depends on what model you have selected in your settings. So right now you see my global V7 profile, which I'll talk about in a minute, and I created a no-skip profile where I ranked 200 image pairs without skipping any of them. If I go back and switch to V6, then go back to personalization, my V7 profiles disappear. You cannot use your V7 personalization codes with V6, but you can use your V6 personalization codes with V7. Okay, let's set this back to V7 and talk about V7 personalization for a minute. In order to use V7, Midjourney requires that you set up your V7 global personalization profile. Personalization lets you create your own custom Midjourney model that is tailored to your aesthetic taste. It only takes about 5 minutes to set up. Just go to the Personalize page and I think you'll see a Create Global Profile button here. Clicking that will take you to a page that looks like this, where for at least 200 image pairs, your objective is to pick the image that you like best. I have a video on skipping versus not skipping image pairs that you can check out, and some other personalization resources I'll link below, but try not to overthink it. Once you get to 200, you'll unlock your global personalization code, and personalization will be turned on by default in your settings initially. Here's how some of my personalized results compare to Midjourney's default style. So far, I like my V7 global personalization, but for me personally, the difference between having it on versus off doesn't quite look as intense as it does with my V6 global personalization. You can always toggle personalization off, but I encourage you to try prompting with and without it and see what you like best. One other thing I want to mention is that if you went to the personalization page and saw that you already had rankings for your V7 profile and you're like, where did these come from? This is likely because you participated in round 3 of Midjourney's rating party a couple of weeks ago. I believe they included those rankings. And if you don't like your global personalization, you can click Create Ranked Profile, which used to be called Standard Profile, and start over with a new set of rankings. It's a really great option if you want to experiment with different ranking approaches. While we're on the personalization page, you might notice that it looks different. Profiles and mood boards are split into different sections and placed into this grid view. The order seems a bit random, and unfortunately you can't change that at the moment. In the upper right, you can filter by model to see which profiles can be used for that model. If you have V7 selected, then by default, it will show you all of your mood boards, which yes, you can use your existing mood boards with V7, but here it only shows you the personalization profiles that you created through ranking V7 images. You can use V6 personalization profiles with V7, but to see them here, you need to click Show V6 Profiles, which is maybe a little confusing. Okay, let's go back to the Create page and talk briefly about draft mode. This is a new feature that lets you render images super fast, but for half the cost of a normal job. To activate it, click the Draft Mode button. Now, instead of typing a regular Midjourney prompt, we've entered a conversational mode. Draft mode is geared towards quick iteration on ideas to keep you in a flow state. What you're seeing here is all real time. Draft mode runs so fast that they added microphone capability up here so you can give it a disjointed set of thoughts, and Midjourney's LLM will reshape that into a prompt. And then you can ask it to change something or start over with a completely new idea. It's really good at figuring out what parts to pay attention to when you're speaking, so you could be having a conversation with someone while the microphone is activated, and it'll be able to pick out when you're giving it new instructions, and you can do this in multiple languages. Draft mode has memory when activated, so when you enter draft mode, you could first tell it to only run commands when it hears the phrase run that prompt or execute or whatever you want. Then each time you're ready for it to run another command, just say whatever key phrase you assigned. The memory resets each time you refresh the page or if you deactivate and reactivate draft mode. The trade-off with draft mode is lower quality images, so once you get an image result that you like, I recommend clicking Very Subtle, and that will run a subtle variation job on that image in the regular non-draft mode. So you'll get a slightly varied version of that image, but at full quality, and then you can upscale or edit it from there. You can also use this Enhance button, which will run the exact same prompt and seed number in the regular mode. So you'll get a higher quality, slightly varied version of your original draft image grid. It's probably worth doing a whole video just on draft mode at some point, but I'll wait until I spend a bit more time with it. There are some parameters and features that are not available in V7 yet. It's possible that if you're viewing this video a week or two after I post it, that some of these features will become available, so keep that in mind. Character reference, character weight, and the upcoming Omni reference are much anticipated and will show up soon. The no parameter, which is used to downweight words and phrases, doesn't seem to be working correctly. I think it's being ignored by the prompt, so hopefully that'll get fixed soon. There is not a quality parameter in V7 right now. They're debating about whether to add some higher quality capabilities like Q4 or Q8. Stop, tile, and weird do not work right now. If you're not familiar with some of these parameters, I have a video and a free guide with every Midjourney parameter that I'll link below. There is no Niji 7, and to my knowledge, making a Niji 7 is not a priority at the moment. Remix mode is not available. There is a style raw, and it can be included by typing -- style raw or just -- raw. Also, when you upscale, run an editor job, or retexture, zoom out, or inpaint, these features are currently falling back to the 6.1 versions. Upgraded V7 versions of these are on the way. And lastly, you cannot use multi-prompting to upweight or downweight parts of your prompt, and I hope that comes back soon. So I've seen a wide range of reactions to V7, everything from excitement to frustration. Overall, I'm excited about the improvements to image quality, detail, and prompt adherence, though I would still like to see improved quality with certain illustration styles, body coherence, and small faces, especially when there's many characters in an image. Hopefully the updates that they have planned will sort some of that out. I'm especially looking forward to trying the new Omni reference feature. If you're having trouble with prompts that worked well in V6 but do not work well for you in V7, please share them in the comments and we can all try to help troubleshoot. And if you're not loving V7 right now, you can always continue using 6 or 6.1 for now and try again later when V7 has matured a bit. Lastly, the Relaxathon event that started in mid-December is now over. If you have the basic plan, this means that you no longer have access to the relax mode and will have to switch to fast or turbo and use your monthly allocation of fast GPU hours. Relax mode does not come with the basic plan by default and was just available as part of the special event, which was supposed to last 2 weeks but ended up lasting 3 months. For plans that do have relax mode, you can no longer run batch or permutation prompts in relax mode, nor can you use the repeat parameter. You can still use that in fast mode or turbo mode, just not relax. It was fun while it lasted. So that covers my first impressions of the V7 Alpha model. I'll be making more videos as these features roll out and get updated, and a more comprehensive V7 video once things stabilize a bit. Be sure to check the description and pinned comment below for the resources that I mentioned, including Midjourney's event calendar. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking, subscribing, and maybe even joining my Patreon community where I share monthly prompt collections and Midjourney guides. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.